Hi, everybody. Welcome to Within the Frame. My name is Richard Fink, and today we have a very special guest, my good friend, Jan Salas.
Hey, guys.
And today we're going to talk to you about Comic-Con 2016. Yes, the big nerd the big nerd extravaganza was this weekend. I took all weekend off work to follow it online. Probably the most irresponsible decision I've ever made, but I had a blast covering it. And we're here to cover the big stories. I say we should start with the Warner Brothers panel because there was a lot that got unveiled there.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Oh my god.
Oh my! It looks so it was Wonder Woman's 75th anniversary, so she had a big presence at Comic-Con. They announced her as a playable character on Injustice 2. They had a big panel showcasing the character, highlighting her importance. And then we got our first poster along with our first trailer. We're going to cover the trailer in more detail later. But we just want to say our general impressions.
It looks awesome.
Worse.
Like, everything that I saw about it was like, I really never cared about Wonder Woman before until, like, I saw all this stuff, and I'm like, holy crap,
I regret inviting you
awesome.
as a guest.
I mean, there's, like, certain, like, superheroes that I'm, like, super into. Like, Wonder Woman wasn't really, like, I don't know. She wasn't really a big thing. But now, like, seeing what DC's doing now, it's like, I'm actually really excited for this.
I'm so excited. I've been waiting for a Wonder Woman movie for it feels like forever, so now it's finally happening. It feels so good. We also got Justice League. You know, we'll talk more about the trailer later, but just we got our first look of the team. I'm not going to lie, for as excited as I am, I'm a little sad that Green Lantern isn't part of that poster. Like, it's like, it feels like there's something missing without Green Lantern there. Also, Cyborg just feels kind of out of place. He's always a Teen Titan, so, like, I know he's a Justice League member now, but it just doesn't feel right. But anyway, I'm excited. We got our first posters for King Arthur and Legend of the Sword and Kong Skull Island. Did you think anything on those?
Honestly, I didn't look too much into King Arthur. I just saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's not something that I was super into.
I'm excited because I like Guy Ritchie, but we'll talk more about that later. We also got a new, Suicide Squad obviously comes out in 2 weeks. We'll be covering that here. And you're excited for that.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm excited that you're excited for a superhero movie. That's going to be fun for us to see. Like, because you love David Ayer.
David Ayer. He's like, I don't know, like, when it's appropriate to say that someone's your favorite director because he hasn't had that many films made. But, like,
You just love the movies that he has made, though.
Yeah, it's like he's so good, and just like I said, I'm not the biggest DC fan, but to see what's happening now.
Why do you keep saying things that hurt me?
To see where it's going now, and to see that they got David Ayer, which I know it's gonna be awesome. I'm just super excited.
I'm excited. We got the fact that it's 2 weeks away. It feels so weird because last year they announced it. They had the big thing at Comic-Con for it, and it feels like it's going to be so long. We got look at Lego Batman, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them. We're excited for those. So that was the Warner Brothers panel, and now let's move on to the other heavyweight, Marvel. Marvel, it's like victory laps for them at this point. Like, they know they're going to come in the champions, and it's funny because they skipped last year's Comic-Con because they had D23, so they didn't bring anything. And this year, they brought a lot of stuff. And it's interesting because they brought a lot of stuff. None of it was, like, new, old characters. There's no Iron Man, no Captain America. We got a little bit of Thor, but, like, it was mainly all new people, which is really exciting because it shows that they're, like, putting off the old guard and, like, bringing in the new people.
Yeah, like with the new logos and everything also.
We got a new logo.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be weird because, like, I've seen that Marvel Studios logo for, like, 8 years now.
Right?
So it's, like, and, like, after, like, I think it's, like, 13 films now, so going into like a new logo, it's gonna be really weird to adjust, but it's exciting. It's pretty cool, that fanfare. So let's start out with, we got Black Panther was the first one that got brought out, and Black Panther, they haven't started filming yet, but it was really exciting because we got confirmation on who Michael B. Jordan's gonna be playing. He's gonna be the villain, Eric Killmonger. I'm not as familiar with the Black Panther comics as I should be, or the villains. They don't really have that big of like a wide rogues gallery, so this is all speculation. I know Lupita Nyong'o is gonna play a character that eventually does become a villain in the comics, so that's interesting to see if they'll do that path in the movies.
Yeah, I'm so excited, like, for all of those characters. Michael B. Jordan is, like, the best.
He's so good!
Like, I'm just, like, so excited for him. Like, I don't know how he'll play a villain.
Say what you will about Fantastic Four. He was good in it.
I didn't even see that, but I wanted to just because he was in it. And Miles Teller.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
Yeah.
I'm going to give some love to my boy. Miles, we love you. If you're watching, please watch. We love you.
Oh my god, the new movie's coming out.
That's going to be good. But anyway, so Black Panther, it was really cool because Ryan Coogler's the director. He did Creed and Fruitvale Station. And he was talking about how he was at Comic-Con back in 2009 in the back of Hall H. So it's really, like, inspiring to see, like, he was a fan. And now he's, like, up on stage, like, going and giving the big presentation.
That's nice.
The next one up was Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok just started filming. I know their first filming day was the 4th of July, and they're all the way in Australia. So the fact that we have any footage for that is awesome because they brought out like a little like joke like office skit of what Thor was doing during Civil War. They have a picture of him playing like Connect 4, which is really funny. And then they showed right into the footage, and they showed concept art, which confirmed Surtur, the fire demon, is going to be like one of the big bads. We all kind of assumed because he's tied to the Ragnarok story, but we didn't have any confirmation. And we also got our first like official confirmation that Thor Ragnarok will involve the Planet Hulk storyline, which as a Hulk fan, that's awesome. Because it was never going to work as its own movie, but as this movie, it's going to be rad. And they showed the gladiator armor, and they showed Hulk and Thor running at each other in this like John Carter Coliseum. So I'm excited. I love the Hulk.
Yeah.
Planet Hulk was like one of the first storylines I read when I got into comics, so it's good to see it finally coming to the big screen. The next one up was Doctor Strange. That comes out this year.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange, we got a brand new trailer. I like this trailer a lot more. Like,
I was nervous that this trailer. Well, I guess we're not talking about trailers right now.
well, we can just say that like it got us a little bit more excited because
Yeah.
they brought out Benedict Cumberbatch. It was really cool because they brought out this cool smoke show. Like it was like just really rad to see like the whole cast up there.
It feels like Inception in like a Marvel universe.
Which is the coolest thing when you say it out loud. And then we got SpiderMan Homecoming. Like you'd think by now we'd be sick of Spider-Man movies. I think we were. I think we were after a while until Civil War, and then he got us pumped for a new Spider-Man movie because Tom Holland was great in Civil War, and we're just all excited for a new Spider-Man. And like the John Hughes vibe, because I've always said you have to do a high school Spider-Man movie. It has to be cute, and the idea of like we're finally getting that movie is like a dream come true. Vulture is now going to be the villain. We have cool concept art. I have a lot to say on the Vulture look that I go into more detail on the article I'm writing for your website. You can find the link in that below. We'll talk about that in more detail. And then we got, basically we got little hints that Shocker might be a villain. I've always said Shocker would be a good opening villain for a Spider-Man movie. Doesn't have to have a lot of depth. You just have him in the opening scene. Spider-Man stops him. There you got one of the Rogues Gallery done. Sinister Six set up like that. And then the big one was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is fun because Guardians was announced at Comic-Con 2012, and everyone was like, what is this? And then 2013 they did the first trailer, which was the teaser that we all saw where they like had them all lined up and people got pumped. Yeah. And then 2014 they went in as like the like everyone was so excited.
Everyone like that was
the movie of 2014.
Yeah.
And nobody thought going in that a movie with a tree and a raccoon was going to be the best movie of 2014. So we got Guardians Volume 2, and we have confirmation on Peter Quill's father is going to be played by Kurt Russell and is going to be Ego the Living Planet. And that is as crazy as it sounds. Like, okay, we've been speculating who Peter Quill's father was going to be for a long time. And we thought it was either going to be, I personally thought it was going to be either Eros, who has ties to Thanos, or Adam Warlock, who's a character in the comics. There was also, I heard theories about, like, Star Fox. Well, no, that is Eros. Captain Marvel, like the first Captain Marvel, not the one that we're getting a movie out of. But the fact that it's Ego, it's such a crazy out there James Gunn idea that it's like, I'm so excited. We got confirmation of a Guardians of the Galaxy ride coming to Disney's California Adventure. I'm a little bummed about that. I'm not going to lie. That's like the one Comic-Con news that was a downer for me, just because they're closing Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I was like, oh.
I never got to go on that.
You never did?
No.
Oh, you got to go before it. You got to go before the ride closes. It closes in January, so enjoy that Twilight Zone Tower of Terror while you can. So yeah, I know I'm going to love it because I just love Marvel, and I'm going to be excited to go into a Marvel ride, but I'm just kind of bummed that it's taking place at the Twilight Zone. And then, it was cool. They brought everybody out. They're going to take a big group picture. And then Kevin Feige's like, wait a minute, hold the phone. We should probably bring out the newest member of the Marvel family. And he said it so casually. That's how good Marvel is, that they can just drop the mic like that.
Yeah.
Like, please introduce our Captain Marvel, Academy Award winner, Brie Larson. Yes! Yes, I called it. I've been saying it for a while.
Really?
Because my first choice was Keira Knightley. She was always my first choice. But then when they said Brie Larson, it was like talked about a while ago, I said, that's actually really good. Because I saw her on Short Term 12. I did a review on Short Term 12, and I love Short Term 12. You can watch it on Netflix. Go watch it if you haven't. And the fact that she's going to be playing a Marvel superhero, that they got an Academy Award-winning actress to play that's so exciting for me.
Well, the only, exposure that I ever had to her was, 22 Jump Street.
You mean 21 Jump Street?
Oh, 21
yeah,
Jump
21
Street.
Jump Street. That's the one with
And
her.
so when I heard the news, I was like, okay. I mean, I could see it, the look, but I'm like...
You didn't see Room?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Room was so good. She deserved that Oscar. Anyone who wants to argue with that, you're wrong. No offense, but you're wrong. But yeah, Brie Larson, I'm so excited for that. There was a little bit of other news. No, we're not going to go into too much because the video's running and people are probably checking out of this video right now. But we'll take a look at Luc Besson's Valerian, based on the French comic book. That looks pretty exciting. It's a kind of a new sci-fi thing. From what I heard, it was like someone said it's the closest thing we're gonna get to a Mass Effect movie. So I'm excited for that. We also got obviously on the television side, Daredevil's getting a third season. No shock there. First trailers for Luke Cage and Iron Fist look pretty good. Marvel Netflix apparently has a weird thing for like fights in hallways. Like they love those fights in hallways. Like that Luke Cage trailer is just nothing but a giant hallway fight. We got the confirmation of the Defenders. Now that that's official, that's gonna be cool to see like all those characters interacting. I want to see how Jessica Jones interacts with Daredevil. I just want to see more Jessica Jones. I'd rather have a season 2 of Jessica Jones than a new season of Daredevil. We got from the DC side, Superman's finally come to Supergirl. Flash is gonna do Flashpoint. That's exciting from a comic book fan perspective because that's a huge epic storyline. Green Arrow's bringing on a brand new team on Arrow, which includes Mr. Terrific. I'm excited for that. And then Legends of Tomorrow is bringing on the Legion of Doom, which as a hardcore DC fan, that's awesome because they're using all the best villains from the DC TV shows they've had. So that's gonna be cool. And I'm just really excited. It was like Christmas in July for me, so I'm really excited. Just it was such a good weekend.
Yeah.
I was able to shut out all the politics from the world and just enjoy Comic-Con. So, any other thing you want to address before we wrap up?
No, I mean you touched on a whole lot, so I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
So, Comic-Con 2016, that was like the major things that happened. Janet, where can they find you at?
You guys can find me on YouTube at My Road to Hollywood, and on Twitter at JanetSalas93.
Awesome. And you can find me on Twitter at RLFink94. Thank you for watching and staying within the frame.